Hey everyone, it's Blitz back again with another Beyblade Burst unboxing. Today we have B-175 Lucifer the End. And if you're wondering why I'm doing this one before the Limit Break DX set, it's because Mall of Toys kind of dropped the ball with the Limit Break DX set. So this ended up getting here first. So we're going to review it first. Alright, so let's just get right into here. Alright, let's see if we got the rare version. Nope, just a regular version. That's fine, because if I got the rare version, I wouldn't use it. So, and much like First Uranus, this one has those metallic stickers, so that's really cool. Now, let's get this out of the box. Alright. So, here is all the parts. I will put these stickers on in a moment, but there's quite a lot of interesting stuff here. So, let's get right into it. Starting with the chip. Here is the Lucifer 2 chip, and I should get the first Lucifer chip. Yeah, so for comparison, here is the first Lucifer chip. They both have metal on them, but this one is noticeably heavier just from holding it. All this purple is metal, except like these little spikes up there. So yeah, and it also has this little rubber bit underneath, which is supposed to help with burst resistance. Of course, I just got this, so I'll have to test that out, see how much it actually helps. But this is quite a heavy chip. We'll have to see if its weight makes it like the best right spin chip, or if it's still outclassed. I mean, it's probably outclassed by Solomon, but nobody has Solomon, so. Now for the ring, of course this is a limit break bay, so it can't use a chassis, and it has a special disc. So here's the ring. You're supposed to lock it up like this. There's only really two orientations that work like that, which is shown in the front of the box. Kind of hard to tell. And with these purple bits there, and like that, there we go. And that's how it is shown in the anime. Of course, when it goes into limit break, this bit drops down and it becomes free spin, as well as this. While when it's not limit broken, it's all just locked. As for the ring, this one is, actually I need to check that. Co. Alright. So this one is Co. And the ring is actually, not the ring, the disc is actually what determines when the bay limit breaks. I'll show that off a bit more in a minute. And the driver is Drift, which is basically just a strictly better version of Mobius. And Mobius was already a pretty good driver, but as you can see, Drift is a good amount shorter, and as well it has this big huge chunk around it, which is going to add to its weight and life after death, which was something Mobius excelled at. So this is just going to be a better Mobius, I can tell. And here is Lucifer the End, all put together with all the stickers on. It does use those foil stickers like First Uranus, but they are made out of paper, so I'd recommend being a bit more careful with these stickers than you would typical Takara stickers for Beyblades. Anyhow, how the limit break works, which you probably already know by now, since I'm making these reviews super late, is this little arrow on the disc. You'll see that there are 3 notches, and what it means with this L and the R, it's not that this disc can be used with left and right spin bays. What it's saying is that it can be, it's telling you when it will activate on left spin and right spin. So in this one, on left spin, it's going to activate on the 3rd click, where on a left spin bay, it's going to activate on the 1st click. So if I put Lucifer back together, you can see it is a right spin bay, so it will activate on the 3rd click. So there it is. Bringing in variant Lucifer. Here is variant Lucifer, just for a little bit of comparison. Mine is fully awoken, but one of the big differences is the color scheme. While variant Lucifer had this really weird, unnatural looking color scheme, I guess is what you could call it. Lucifer the End definitely is much more black, and it tones it back a bit. I do kind of like variant Lucifer's color scheme a bit more. Lucifer the Ends is not as unique, but it still is pretty cool looking. I do like black and purple. That is a great color combination. And I love how this chip looks. It's very weird, but very cool. One last gimmick I almost forgot to mention is you'll see on each of these big blades, I guess you could call them, on Lucifer the End, there's a space between them. What that's supposed to do is when it's hit, it's supposed to recoil, push in a little bit as like a shock absorption. I'm assuming that's going to help a little bit. Nothing super great, but I definitely think it will help with defense. I also wanted to try out the Lucifer 2 chip on some other combos, since it is supposed to increase burst resistance. So let's put it on. Let's make Glide Lucifer, and let's see if it's any tighter. Yeah, let me try it with the regular chip. Yeah, there's definitely a difference. It does seem to increase burst resistance by a little bit, but it's not very noticeable. It barely impacts anything at all. I think the best aspect of this chip is less this little pink burst stopper thing, and rather just its weight. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything out of the way. Let's go do some test battles. Alright, 1 point to Lucifer. Alright, round 2. Alright, that's 1 point to Achilles. Round 3. Alright, and that's a second point for Achilles. Alright, fourth round. Ooh, Lucifer gets its second point. Fifth round. And Lucifer actually ends up taking it. And that's 1 point to Lucifer. Round 2. Second point for Lucifer. Alright, third round. Alright. The cat called it Lucifer 1. Alright, let's do some test battles. Start with Lucifer the End versus Infinite Achilles. Alright, now let's do Lucifer the End versus Mirage Fafnir. Alright, let's do one last battle. Lucifer the End versus Glide Ragnarok. Because not a lot of people use Ragnarok, so. Alright, unsurprisingly, 2 points to Lucifer with a burst finish. Okay, sure. 1 point to Ragnarok with a ring out. Round 3. Okay, I think that was more of a ring out than a burst, but either way, Lucifer wins. Overall thoughts on Lucifer the End. This guy is pretty solid. He works about how I expected him to, but a little better. Unlike his predecessor, variant Lucifer, this guy can actually hold his own against right spin bays, and unsurprisingly, he's completely insane against left spin bays. Because Drift has some ridiculous life after death. Like, this thing's insane. This has more life after death than Extend Plus easily. Although we did win the 3 little battles, I did for just little test battles. That's not quite indicative of his performance. He still struggles a bit against right spin bays. Like, I did more battles with Achilles, like Valkyrie and such. And, you know, he did win a couple rounds, but it mostly went to them. But yeah, like I said, he can hold his own against right spin bays. His worst matchup is definitely World Spriggan, but that's not surprising. One thing that's worth noting about this guy is that he doesn't work all that well with the LR string launcher, like the one I used. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can see some silver is being revealed there because that actually scrapes against the launcher when you use it. As you can see, it even stained my launcher black. See, when you put it on, it's kind of hard to show on camera, but yeah, those little bits scrape against that. That's not the case for sparking launchers, but I hate sparking launchers, so whatever. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but it's something you should be aware of if you're getting this guy, because the LR string launcher, it does still work, but it will slightly damage it in these little areas. Anyhow, that's about it for my review slash unboxing of Lucifer: The End, and I'll see you guys in the next one.